Hi, my name's Leo and I'm a boat builder and a sailor. A few years ago I bought a very old and quite famous wooden sailing boat for the price of $1, and since then I've been rebuilding that boat from the keel up with the help of a lot of amazing people. Now there's a few different things in this video, including a 70-mile rowing race between myself and the Duchess of Desire. But first of all, we're going to catch up with the progress on the construction of the wooden spars. The spars, of course, are the mast and the other poles or sticks which hold up the rig and the sails on the boat. They are being made down at the Maritime Center, and a lot of progress has been made since we last saw them. So we're going to head down to the other end of town and take a look.
Well, good morning, and I'm Robert Darcy of Robert Darcy Marine Services. We're in the Northwest Maritime Center shop space where we're building the spars for TALLY. And we're now at the final stage of shaping the main mast. Top mast is finished, jack yard and the foot yard are finished, and the boom and gaff are almost finished. And now the team are shaping the main.
What I'm hoping he'll do is
Now we're talking about spars a lot, but I thought it'd be a good idea to actually look at a rig drawing and see where these spars go and what they do. Now we're building a total of 7 spars right now. Some of those spars are fixed to the boat and do not move in relation to it. Other spars are attached to the boat, but they do move in relation to it. So first off, we have the mast, of course, and Tally-Ho's mast is sort of split into 2 sections. We have the lower mast, which goes through the deck of the boat down to the keel and extends up through most of the height of the mast, and that part does not move. Now higher up and attached to the main mast through this area called the doubling, we have the top mast, and the top mast extends quite a bit higher, and it allows us to fly more sails higher up in the rig. The top mast will stay up most of the time, but it can be lowered just by using lines or ropes. That can be done at sea, but it's usually done in port, and it might be done for maintenance or for very strong weather or for clearance under bridges and so on. Now at the front of the boat we have a bowsprit, and the point of a bowsprit is to be able to basically haul the sails further out in front of the boat to allow more sail area. Tally-Ho's bowsprit will extend about 13 feet in front of the stem, and it will be retractable, so it can be brought inboard, rolled back onto the deck to make the boat shorter, mainly for mooring situations where there's not a lot of space in the marina, and also for maintenance. Now Tally-Ho's main sail or mainsail is this one. It's a gaff sail. It has 4 sides. It is controlled with a spar called the boom, which is attached to the mast at the forward end, and at the top it's controlled by a spar called the gaff, which is also attached to the mast at the forward end. The gaff raises and lowers with the sail, and the boom is controlled by sheets. Now up above the gaff is where we fly a topsail, and the working topsail goes between the gaff and the top of the topmast. But if the wind is very light, we might want to fly an even bigger sail up there, and that would be a jackyard topsail. And that sail has 2 spars which belong to it, which are called jackyards. Sometimes they have different names according to where you are in the world, but essentially these 2 spars here live on the sail and get hoisted with the sail and extend the top corners of the sail up beyond the top of the gaff and beyond the top of the topmast to make the rig even bigger and give even more sail area. So to reiterate, we've got the lower mast here, the top mast attached to it, we've got the boom and the gaff which control the mainsail, we've got the jackyards which are attached to the jackyard topsail here, and we've got the bowsprit out here at the front.
with an eye in there, yeah.
So, okay, yeah, we're good.
So in this building, the main Maritime Center workshop, we've got the main mast, the lower mast down here, which is the last one to be shaped to fully round. And then up here we have the boom and the gaff. The topmast is a little bit further along in its process, and that's over in another shop just over there, so we'll look at that in a minute. Also in this building, on the rack just up here, we have the 2 spars, or the yards, for the jackyard topsail.
So my name is Chris Day, and for the last while I've been working on the finishing details for the topmast for Tally Ho. Okay, so this is the top end of the topmast, and what we're looking at here is the shiv box for the topsail halyard is going to run through here. And right now you're just looking at an empty box, and this box is lined with a product called G10, which is a reinforced fiberglass, which will make this very durable, protect it from chafe, and also seal the wood grain that's been exposed by cutting this notch through the spar. And then what will happen is we'll have a shiv that rides in here with a halyard running through, and this whole assembly then has various bits of hardware that hold everything in place. There's a coin there to keep the axle from sliding around, and then the shiv. And then we also have these chafe strips that will support the halyard as it exits the spar so that it doesn't wear against this edge ever. Here we have this fiberglass wrap, again with more reinforced fiberglass G10 donuts here that support all the stays and shrouds for the topsail, or the topmast. And this will be shaped to accept the eye splices that are going around here for the soft eyes for the shrouds. And this is between 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch thick fiberglass that is wrapped and wetted out and compressed. And this will provide a very good bearing surface for the shrouds, and we'll never have to worry about the wood in here compressing or water infiltration coming in from the stays compressing against the wood. So another piece of hardware that I've been working on for the topmast is what we call the truck. And this is a piece of wood that lives over the very top of the spar, protects the end grain from any water infiltration or sun damage damaging the finish. It also provides a place for the flag halyard to live if you were ever to fly a flag on like a staff or something like that from the top of the topmast.
So we're going to get back and look at some more of the spars in some more detail in a little bit. But first of all, I want to talk a bit about a race that's coming up. It's called 7048. It's 70 miles in 48 hours, and it's a human-powered on-the-water race. So rowing, paddling, pedaling, if you like, from Tacoma to here, Port Townsend. And it's organised by the Northwest Maritime Center, which is the building behind me. And that is the same building which the spars have been built inside of. Now, against our better judgment, both Patrick and I have decided to take part in this race. We're going to be rowing very different boats. I'm going to be rowing my little 11-foot nesting dinghy, the PT11, and Patrick is going to be rowing a 22-foot wherry, a longer, sportier rowing boat, which is also built here in Port Townsend. But before we actually start racing, I want to tell you about one more thing that the Northwest Maritime Center organises, and that is the Port Townsend Wooden Boat Festival. Now, it's the largest wooden boat festival in North America. It's been running for 46 years, and it's held just the other side of that building in Point Hudson Marina and the area around it. And there's going to be hundreds of wooden boats, dozens of presenters, and lots of other really interesting, engaging stuff to do and see if you're into wooden boats. Now, I've been to quite a lot of wooden boat festivals around the world, and it's always a lot of fun, and this is a particularly good one. It's really interesting to see the variety of craft, from working boats to yachts to small skiffs. And as well as the boats, there's music and a lot of lectures and demonstrations and things you can take part in. Lots of the boats do actually go out sailing during the weekend as well, so there's a lot of chances to get out on the water or just watch them all sail by, which is really cool. And you might see me or one of the crew wandering around, or maybe even giving some kind of presentation. Port Townsend Wooden Boat Festival happens from the 8th to the 10th of September this year, and highly recommend you come and check it out. You will need to book tickets online. I'll put a link in the video description to do that. The website is woodenboat.org. It's a lot of fun, so hope to see you there. How are you feeling about this race?
I'm stoked. I'm super excited, but I'm also like really nervous and scared and wondering if I'll be able to stay up all night. Yeah, I'm thrilled. I've been training a bunch. So my boat, it's loaned to me graciously by Holly Kays. Not only is she loaning me my boat, but she's also like a world-class rowing athlete, and she's coached me like a great deal. It's specifically designed to be a super fast, super stable rowing wherry. It's 22-foot length overall, and it was built in Hadlock at the Northwest School of Wooden Boat Building by our friend Joel.
I'm Joel Arrington. I'm the boat shop manager for the Northwest Maritime Center. I'm part of the organization that puts on this race that Patrick's taken part of in a boat that I built in 2019 for the same race.
Of which you raced in.
Yeah. So we won the illustrious 13th place. Yeah, so 15 hours of slogging, rowing, suckfest. I don't remember a lot of it because I was in mild anguish.
Any good tips?
Don't stop. You'll be tempted to take breaks. I think the best thing to do is just keep on rowing.
Send it.
It's great. It's a lot of fun. I mean, having 140 boats packed into Foss Waterway in Tacoma is pretty cool experience. And you got everything from little dinghies up to the sketchy canoe that's coming from Colorado. Good luck.
Thanks, Joel.
I need more coffee.
Nice.
So this is the boat that I'm racing in. This is my nesting dinghy that was built here in Port Townsend by our friend Russell Brown. It's a PT11. The bow of the boat fits inside the stern of the boat, and the whole thing fits inside my truck, which is pretty cool. It's a great boat. It has a great sailing rig, rows really well, sails really well. It's not a terribly fast boat compared to a lot of the boats in this race just because of its waterline length. So I'm going for the endurance prize rather than the speed prize here. I can have a great view of the Duchess's backside, I think, for the whole race. I'm excited and very prepared to quit as soon as there's the slightest hint of pain and hardship, which will probably happen quite quickly.
Yeah, beer's at the finish line, bro. Good
Hell
luck.
yeah.
Bang.
Go, Federico.
All right, we're at the start of 70:48, 3 minutes until the start. Paddy is right behind me. Give us a wave, Paddy. Woo! And surrounded by very serious looking racers, feeling a little bit out of my depth personally, but a lot of boats here. See how it goes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, the bike boat, holy hell.
What the hell?
Well, it's about 3:30 in the morning, and Seattle is behind me, just past Blake Island, and feeling pretty good, pretty sore, pretty achy. Had a little chat with Patrick on the phone, and he's doing well. He's way up ahead. I'm nearer the back of the crowd, but an amazing moon, and weather's pretty good. Lots of food and water, so I'm pretty happy. Gonna try and keep going on through the night. Okay, well it's now nearly 10 o'clock, Saturday morning. We left at 11 p.m. last night. I haven't stopped, so I've been rowing for about 15 hours, and definitely pretty achy. My back, my ass, with my hands, my legs, my arms. Had a nice chat with Paddy in the night a couple of times. He is smashing it, doing really well, and he's almost at the finishing line. I'm a lot further back. I'm just approaching point. I've got 18 nautical miles to go, I think, but they'll probably be the hardest. While there's an adverse current, there's supposed to be strong winds coming in from the northwest.
Yeah, Patty! Woo!
Get it, Duchess!
Yes, you did it! God, Spoopy!
Look at this view here.
You did it!
Thanks.
Oh, we're so proud of you. Ring the bell, ring the bell! Woo! Yeah! How do you think Leo's doing? Have you been tracking him?
He's far, far away.
What, 60 miles? 55 miles?
48.
Yeah. But it's only like 15 to go, I think.
Right. There's some wind supposed to come through though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had perfect weather.
Yeah.
Couldn't have picked a better year for doing it.
Don't speak too soon.
Wind is howling. There's the mill, there's Port Townsend. He's got about 5 miles to go, and he just rode through a nice little puff. Come on, baby! You look miserable! Oh my God!
Hell yeah, dude!
It's the Tuesday after the Saturday that Leo and I both finished the 70-48 race. We're back to work. It was like an experience beyond anything that I could ever even comprehend. It was obviously like really physically challenging, you know, but I think one thing that I was looking forward to most about the whole race was just the experience of navigating the Puget Sound in that way, especially through the night. I felt this huge sense of accomplishment of just like having done this real significant passage with a huge success. We had a great time. Leo helped me a lot in passage planning, and that whole concept was pretty abstract to me. And yeah, and now I'm back at work and I'm building out the nav station in Tally Ho, and we just get to kind of daydream about what it's going to be like to plan passages and voyages on slightly bigger boat. The whole race has been, it's been kind of on the front of my mind for so many days. I don't know what else to say about it other than it was like one of the greatest experiences of my life, I think.
My name is Doug Jones. I'm with Traditional Boatworks. I've specialized in building spars for wooden boats. And in the process right now of building the futtock knees or the palms for Tally Ho. The trestle goes across the top here, and the trestle is what supports the heel of the topmast. So this is all kind of the bottom end of the hounds or the doublers.
All right, yeah, here are a few spar planes that I made that we're actually using in this project. So this one's at 11-inch diameter, so we're actually using this on the main mast. It's has no horn in the front, so it's a little nicer, like going diagonal, like fits in your hands. Anyway, yeah, spar planes that we use for rounding masts. So.
My name is Everett. I'm Doug's nephew. I've really enjoyed working on the Tally Ho mast project. It's my first real experience in boat building. Yeah, I think I could see a career in boat building. I've really enjoyed learning from Dave, Doug, Robert, and Chris how to properly build a mast and how to properly plane, sand, and everything like that.
Fantastic. So all the spars are looking really great. You just saw Doug, who's working on building up the area of the lower mast that supports and holds the top mast. Now I also got a chance to check in briefly with Bruce Tipton, who's the guy making the bowsprit. He has made a lot of progress. That is a solid spar, so it's not glued up, it's not hollow, and so it is a little bit of a quicker process. The beautiful Douglas fir that the bowsprit is made of was salvaged from a Salvation Army building in Seattle, so it actually could have been cut down before Tally Ho was originally built, which is quite amazing. And he's nearly finished shaping the bowsprit now. He's just waiting on some hardware and some measurements before he does the final touches on either end. Now, since that previous visit to the Maritime Center, they have actually finished rounding off the mainmast now, so it's round, it's smooth, it looks really beautiful. Huge thanks to everyone who has been working on those spars down at that other end of town. And thanks to everyone at the Maritime Center for having us in their workshop space, and also for putting on the Wooden Boat Festival and organising the 70-48 race, as well as the R2AK race, which if you don't know about it, you should check it out. It's a little bit like the 70-48, except much bigger, much longer, and you're allowed to sail, but no motors and no support. Look it up, they're actually racing right now. You can get on a tracker online and see the teams. They're racing from here to Alaska in all sorts of crazy boats. I might think about taking part in that race one year in the future. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do it on Tally Ho because she does have an engine, but perhaps I can find or build or borrow some kind of crazy fast boat to take part in the R2AK with one day. Well, taking part in the 70-48 race was a really incredible experience. Felt amazing to push myself that hard physically. Obviously I wasn't in a competitive boat, and I think I overloaded it quite a lot, which made it even slower, but just getting to the finish line felt really amazing and like a big accomplishment, especially considering the weather, which got really bad for the last sort of 6 to 8 hours. It was 25 to 26 hours of solid rowing. For me, one of the most amazing things was just rowing through the night. It was so calm and beautiful. I definitely went through phases of being in a lot of physical pain and then not really feeling any pain at all. It was quite strange. But funnily enough, once I made it through the cut, the Port Townsend ship canal, that last 5 miles or so, which should have been the hardest, by that point, once I was through the cut, I was just knew I was going to make it. I was really, really determined to get across the finish line. And at that point, I really actually started enjoying it a lot more. It really felt like an epic battle against the weather, against this really strong headwinds. Then getting to the finish line and all my friends being there to welcome me across and give me a cold beer. It was just a really, really fantastic, special feeling. Now I know a lot of this video has been about the race, and I'm sure people are eager to know what else is going on the boat. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're all really busy. We can't show everything in each video, but there'll be a lot more exciting stuff coming up soon. So for now, thanks a lot for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who has donated or otherwise supported this project. It does make a huge difference. It means that we're able to keep on doing this work, and I'm able to keep on making and editing these videos. So I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.